Born in Texas on August 14, 1945, the writer, Steve Martin, was raised in California. His father was a real estate agent and aspiring actor, while his mother worked as a homemaker. From a young age, he showed an interest in performing arts, inspired by his father's love for magic tricks. The writer's first taste of show business came at 10 years old when he sold programs at Disneyland and performed magic tricks for visitors. Later, he began playing the banjo and performing comedy skits in local coffee houses and clubs. During his college years, the writer studied philosophy but continued to pursue his passion for entertainment. He started writing for local newspapers and magazines, eventually landing a job as a writer for the Smothers Brothers Comedy Hour in the late 1960s. Throughout his career, the writer has credited several mentors and influences who have helped shape his craft. One of his earliest influences was the comedian and writer Jonathan Winters, who inspired him to explore his comedic voice. He also drew inspiration from the works of writers like S.J. Perelman and Woody Allen. In the world of music, the writer was heavily influenced by bluegrass and country artists, including Earl Scruggs and John Hartford. He has often spoken about how their music inspired him to learn the banjo and incorporate it into his comedy routines. The writer's unique blend of comedy, music, and writing has earned him numerous accolades and a devoted fan base. His work continues to resonate with audiences, serving as a testament to his enduring impact on the entertainment industry. Do you have a fond memory associated with the writer Steve Martin? With a career spanning over 5 decades, this legendary figure has left an indelible mark on the entertainment industry. From his early days as a stand-up comedian to his successful foray into film and television, Steve Martin has done it all. Perhaps you cherish his classic comedy acts, or maybe you're a fan of his more serious roles in films like The Spanish Prisoner or Shopgirl. Whatever your preference, there's no denying the impact that Steve Martin has had on the entertainment world. So, out of all the writer's many legendary works, which one do you believe defined his career? Was it his breakout role in The Jerk? Or his iconic performance in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles? Or maybe it was his memorable turn as the host of Saturday Night Live. No matter which work you choose, there's no denying that Steve Martin has left a lasting legacy on the entertainment industry. And we'd love to hear your stories and memories related to this classic star. So, whether you have a funny anecdote about meeting the writer or a shocking revelation about his career, we want to hear from you. Share your most cherished memory or personal experience related to Steve Martin in the comments below. And stay tuned, because there are many more funny, shocking, and sad facts coming up about this legendary figure. So keep watching this video to learn more about the incredible career of Steve Martin. From a young age, the writer, Steve Martin, found joy in making people laugh. He grew up in California and often amused his family with jokes and goofy antics. As a teenager, he started performing magic tricks at local parties, which led to a love for entertaining crowds. During his college years, the writer discovered stand-up comedy. He began performing at small clubs and coffee houses, quickly gaining popularity with his unique blend of humor and wit. It was during this time that he realized his true passion lay in writing and performing his own material. A pivotal experience for the writer came when he started working at Disneyland as a magician and juggler. This job allowed him to hone his skills and learn the art of showmanship. He once said, "I worked at Disneyland and I was a magician there. I learned a lot about performing and about how to entertain people." The writer's dedication to his craft paid off when he started appearing on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson. His performances were met with critical acclaim, and he quickly became a household name. From there, he went on to write and star in some of the most memorable films and shows of the past few decades. In the end, it was a combination of natural talent, hard work, and a passion for entertaining that drove the writer to pursue a career in comedy and writing. His contributions to the world of entertainment have left an indelible mark, and his legacy continues to inspire new generations of performers and writers. The writer, Steve Martin, was born on August 14, 1945, in Waco, Texas. However, he was raised in California from a young age. His parents, Glenn and Mary Lee Martin, were real estate agents and had 2 other children. Steve's early life was filled with music, and he began playing the banjo at the age of 17. Steve's family had a significant influence on his career. His father, Glenn, was a successful real estate agent and encouraged Steve to pursue a career in business. However, Steve's interest in entertainment and the arts led him to pursue a career in show business instead. Steve's career began in the 1960s as a writer for the Smothers Brothers Comedy Hour. He later became a regular cast member on The Tonight Show starring Johnny Carson. Steve's comedic timing and wit quickly gained him popularity, and he went on to star in several successful films, including The Jerk, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, and Father of the Bride. Steve's love for music also played a significant role in his career. He has released several bluegrass albums and has even won Grammy Awards for his music. Steve's music has been featured in several of his films, including The Jerk and Roxanne. Throughout his career, Steve has been known for his versatility and ability to excel in various forms of entertainment. He has been a writer, actor, musician, and producer, and has made significant contributions to each field. Steve's work has resonated with audiences for decades, and his legacy continues to inspire aspiring writers and performers today. Despite facing significant challenges, the writer, Steve Martin, displayed remarkable resilience and determination in his pursuit of a career in the entertainment industry. Born on August 14, 1945, in Texas, the writer's family moved frequently during his childhood, eventually settling in California. As a young man, he worked a variety of jobs to support himself, including selling guidebooks at Disneyland and playing banjo in local bands. Financial struggles were a constant challenge for the writer early on. He often worked multiple jobs to make ends meet, even as he pursued his passion for comedy and performing. Despite these challenges, he never lost sight of his goals and continued to hone his craft. The writer also faced skepticism from industry insiders who doubted his potential for success. Undeterred, he continued to write and perform, developing a unique comedic style that blended observational humor with physical comedy. He began performing stand-up comedy in local clubs, and soon caught the attention of producers and agents in the entertainment industry. In 1969, the writer landed his first major role on the hit TV show The Smothers Brothers Comedy Hour. However, the show was canceled the following year, leaving the writer without a steady source of income. Once again, he faced financial struggles and had to find creative solutions to make ends meet. Despite these challenges, the writer persevered and continued to pursue his passion for comedy and performing. He began writing for other TV shows and eventually landed his own show, The Steve Martin Show, which aired from 1980 to 1981. Although the show was short-lived, it helped establish the writer as a talented comedian and writer. Throughout his career, the writer has faced numerous obstacles and challenges, but he has always found creative solutions to overcome them. Whether it's through his stand-up comedy, his writing, or his acting, he has consistently pushed the boundaries of the entertainment industry and inspired others to do the same. As a trustee of the Los Angeles Museum of Art, the writer has a keen interest in the art world. The writer's collection includes works by Georgia O'Keeffe, Richard Diebenkorn, Willem de Kooning, Franz Klein, Cy Twombly, Helen Frankenthaler, Edward Hopper, David Hockney, Roy Lichtenstein, and Pablo Picasso. The writer's appreciation for art is not limited to collecting. It extends to supporting institutions that promote and preserve artistic heritage. Moving on to the writer's film career, 2 of his films have been selected for the National Film Registry by the Library of Congress. Disneyland Dream and The Muppet Movie have been recognized for their cultural, historical, or aesthetic significance. These films showcase the writer's versatility and range as an actor, and his ability to captivate audiences with his performances. On a more personal note, the writer is also a dog lover. He has a dog named Wally, who likely provides him with companionship and joy. The writer's love for animals is just one example of his warm and approachable personality, which has endeared him to fans and colleagues alike. In summary, the writer's contributions to the arts extend beyond his work as a writer and actor. His support for museums, his appearances in culturally significant films, and his love for animals all speak to his deep appreciation for the world around him. After years of honing his craft in comedy clubs, the writer's first big breakthrough came in 1977 with the release of the film The Jerk. His performance as a naive and eccentric gas station attendant brought him widespread recognition and critical acclaim. Critics praise his unique comedic style, which combined physical humor with clever wit. In the early 1980s, the writer continued to make his mark on Hollywood with a string of successful films, including planes, trains, and automobiles in Roxanne. His ability to balance humor with genuine emotion set him apart from his peers and solidified his status as a leading man. Meanwhile, the writer also began to explore other creative outlets. In 1981, he released his first album, Let's Get Small, which went on to win a Grammy Award for Best Comedy Album. This marked the beginning of a successful music career, which included collaborations with artists such as Earl Scruggs and the Steep Canyon Rangers. In the late 1990s, the writer turned his attention to the stage, writing and starring in several successful Broadway productions. His play Picasso at the Lapin Agile was a critical and commercial success, and his performance in the musical Bright Star earned him a Tony Award nomination. Throughout his career, the writer has been known for his willingness to take risks and explore new creative territories. As his collaborator, actor Martin Short put it, he's always been a trailblazer, never content to rest on his laurels. The writer's impact on the entertainment industry is undeniable. As critic David Edelstein noted, Steve Martin has left an indelible mark on American comedy, and his work continues to resonate with audiences today. His ability to seamlessly transition between different mediums and genres is a testament to his enduring talent and versatility. In the film The Jerk, the writer portrayed the character of Nevin. The writer had a specific vision for the title, wanting something short yet epic, similar to Fyodor Dostoevsky's The Idiot. The writer's relationship with the dog in the movie started off on the wrong foot. After accidentally dropping mittens on the animal's face, the dog grew fearful of the writer, causing it to cower whenever he tried to pet it. The writer later recalled, "It was miserable. He hated me." Apart from his acting career, the writer also opened up about his past experiences with drug use. In the late 1960s, he smoked a fair amount of marijuana until a panic attack during a showing of the Mel Brooks movie the producers led him to quit. The writer believes that this negative experience saved him from the drug abuse, an addiction that affected many of his colleagues in the following decades. The writer, Steve Martin, has always brought a unique perspective to his work, blending humor, intelligence, and a touch of the unexpected. Growing up in Southern California, he was exposed to a wide range of cultural influences, from Disneyland to magic shows, which later found their way into his artistic vision. Martin's creative process is often meticulous and detail-oriented. For his writing, he typically starts with a basic idea or concept, then refines it through numerous drafts, paying close attention to character development and dialogue. His stand-up comedy, on the other hand, involves a more spontaneous approach, with the writer often improvising on stage. In his work, the writer frequently explores themes of human nature, identity, and the absurdities of life. His personal experiences, such as his early career in magic and his passion for art, often find their way into his stories, adding a layer of authenticity and depth. One of the most distinctive aspects of Steve Martin's style is his blending of highbrow and lowbrow elements. He can seamlessly transition from discussing complex philosophical ideas to delivering a slapstick joke, creating a unique and engaging experience for his audience. The writer's worldview is often reflected in his work, with a focus on the importance of creativity, self-expression, and the power of humor to bring people together. His ability to find humor in everyday situations and to approach his work with a sense of playfulness has made him a beloved figure in the entertainment industry. Throughout his career, Steve Martin has continued to push boundaries and explore new creative avenues. From his early days as a stand-up comedian to his successful film career and his foray into writing novels and plays, he has remained a true original with a style and approach that is all his own. The writer Steve Martin faced numerous challenges in his personal relationships. His romantic life was often tumultuous, and he has been married 3 times. His first marriage to Victoria Tennant, his co-star in the film Ella's Story, lasted 6 years. His second marriage to Anne Stringfield, a former New Yorker staffer, has endured since 2007. Martin's relationships with his parents were also strained. His father, a real estate agent and aspiring actor, was often critical of his son's career choices. In his memoir, Born Standing Up, Martin writes about his father's disapproval of his decision to pursue a career in comedy. Despite these challenges, Martin has remained a prolific and successful writer, actor, and musician. He has written plays, novels, and screenplays, and has acted in films and television shows. He has also released several albums as a banjo player. Martin's work often explores themes of loneliness, isolation, and the human desire for connection. His play Picasso at the Lapin Agile imagines a meeting between Picasso and Einstein, two men at the top of their fields, and explores their fears and insecurities. Throughout his career, Martin has faced criticism and rejection. He has spoken publicly about the challenges of maintaining a successful career in the entertainment industry and the importance of perseverance and hard work. In addition to his professional struggles, Martin has also faced personal tragedy. In 1989, his brother died by suicide. Martin has written about the impact of his brother's death on his life and work, and how it has shaped his perspective on mental health and suicide prevention. Despite these challenges, Martin has remained a beloved figure in the entertainment industry. He has won numerous awards for his work, including an Emmy, a Grammy, and an Honorary Academy Award. His contributions to comedy, music, and literature have left a lasting impact on American culture. Steve Martin, a writer of immense talent, has significantly contributed to the film and television industry. His work as a writer is marked by humor, intelligence, and a unique perspective. According to film critic Peter Travers, Steve Martin has an uncanny ability to make us laugh, think, and feel all at once. In the late 70s, Martin began writing for the hit television show Saturday Night Live, where he honed his comedic writing skills. His work on the show earned him an Emmy Award. Martin then transitioned to film, writing, and starring in movies such as The Jerk, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, and Roxanne. These films showcased his ability to create memorable characters and engaging stories. Martin's writing style is often characterized by its intelligence and wit. He has a knack for finding humor in the mundane, and his characters often have a depth that goes beyond their comedic surface. As filmmaker, Carl Reiner, who directed The Jerk, stated, "Steve has a unique voice as a writer. He can make you laugh, but he can also make you care about his characters." In addition to his work in comedy, Martin has also made significant contributions to drama. His play, Picasso at the Lapin Agile, which he also directed, was a critical success. The play, which explores a fictional meeting between Picasso and Einstein, showcases Martin's ability to tackle complex ideas with humor and heart. Martin's influence can be seen in the work of many contemporary writers and filmmakers. As writer and director, Judd Apatow noted, "Steve Martin's work has had a huge impact on me. His ability to balance humor and heart is something I've always admired and strived for in my own work." In conclusion, Steve Martin's contributions to the film and television industry as a writer are significant and enduring. His unique voice, marked by intelligence, wit, and heart, has left a lasting impact on the industry and continues to influence writers and filmmakers today. During the 1970s and 80s, the writer had a romantic involvement with actress Bernadette Peters. They even got engaged at one point and worked together in several films. In the 1988 film Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, the writer played the character Freddie Benson, and he frequently ad-libbed throughout the movie along with co-star Sir Michael Caine. The chemistry between the two was undeniable, and even the ending of the film was ad-libbed. In the 1979 film The Jerk, the writer starred as Navin, and once again, Bernadette Peters was his co-star. Their personal relationship during production added an extra layer of authenticity to their on-screen chemistry. The film was a hit, and the writer's performance was widely praised. The writer's ability to ad-lib and think on his feet was a testament to his talent and versatility. He was not afraid to take risks and try new things, which is evident in his work. His contributions to the world of film and television are still celebrated today, and his legacy continues to resonate with audiences worldwide. Writer Steve Martin is known for his passion for art and music. Outside of his professional life, he is an avid banjo player and art collector. His personal values and interests shine through in his work, often incorporating humor and creativity. Martin is also involved in philanthropic efforts, particularly supporting the arts and education. In the beginning of Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, the audience is immediately engaged in a thrilling taxi race between Steve Martin as Neil Page and Kevin Bacon. This scene is a direct homage to the bicycle race in Quicksilver, where Bacon's character also competes. The reference not only showcases Martin's comedic timing, but also his ability to pay tribute to his contemporaries. Following this, Steve Martin's performance as Dr. Maxwell Edison in Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band further solidified his zany and unpredictable on-screen persona. This role would later influence his portrayal of the eccentric dentist in Little Shop of Horrors. In addition to his acting roles, Steve Martin also produced his debut film, The Jerk, in which he starred as Navin. This marked the beginning of his successful producing career, further demonstrating his versatility in the film industry. Steve Martin, a writer who has left an indelible mark on the film and television industry, continues to inspire aspiring professionals. His wit and humor have brought joy to audiences worldwide, and his work has paved the way for future generations. Throughout his career, the writer has demonstrated his ability to create memorable characters and captivating stories. From his early days on The Sunny and Cher Comedy Hour to his more recent film projects, he has consistently delivered performances that resonate with audiences. When asked about his advice for aspiring writers, the writer emphasized the importance of hard work and dedication. "You have to put in the time and effort to hone your craft," he said. "Don't be afraid to take risks and try new things. And most importantly, believe in yourself and your abilities." The writer also stressed the importance of staying true to one's voice and vision. "Don't try to be someone else or write what you think people want to hear," he advised. "Write what you're passionate about, and the audience will connect with it." As for his future contributions, the writer remains committed to creating entertaining and thought-provoking content. He continues to explore new mediums and formats, always pushing the boundaries of what is possible in storytelling. In conclusion, Steve Martin's legacy as a writer is one of innovation, creativity, and humor. His work has left an indelible mark on the industry, and his advice for aspiring professionals is invaluable. By staying true to oneself and putting in the hard work and dedication, anyone can achieve success in this field. In the film Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, the writer, playing the role of Freddie Benson, came up with the idea of having his character's hand glued to the wall all night as a prank by sailors. This unexpected twist added a touch of humor to the storyline. In The Jerk, the writer, as Navin, featured in a unique trailer that has since become a rarity. This trailer, intended for theater managers, showcased the writer's wit as he described the film's various elements, including a love scene, high-speed car chase, and even some slow moments to encourage moviegoers to buy snacks during the film. During the filming of Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, the writer, in the role of Neil Page, was captured in a genuine reaction by director John Hughes. Hughes had privately instructed another actor to wipe spit on his hand before shaking hands with the writer, leading to an authentic, disgusted reaction. This moment, kept in the film, added a touch of humor to the scene. After starting his career in the 1960s as a writer for television shows, the writer quickly made a name for himself with his unique comedic voice. He penned some of the most memorable sketches for the Smothers Brothers Comedy Hour, which earned him his first Emmy Award. The writer's innovative spirit led him to explore various forms of entertainment. In the 1970s, he began performing stand-up comedy, blending witty humor and banjo playing, which brought him immense success. Simultaneously, he continued writing, creating screenplays that showcased his knack for storytelling and character development. One of his most notable works, The Jerk, not only displayed his comedic talent as an actor, but also solidified his status as a skilled screenwriter. This film, along with others like Roxanne and Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, resonated with audiences and critics alike, further establishing his enduring impact on the entertainment industry. In addition to his work in film, the writer has published several novels, plays, and essays, revealing his passion for the written word. His contributions to literature have been praised for their humor, intelligence, and insight into the human condition. Throughout his journey, the writer's creativity and perseverance have shaped his impressive body of work. His innovative approach to entertainment has left an indelible mark, inspiring generations of artists and audiences alike. The power of creativity and determination can truly transform one's life and leave a lasting impact on the world. In the world of film, the writer's performance as Navin Johnson in The Jerk has left a lasting impression. It was ranked number 99 among Premiere Magazine's list of the 100 greatest film performances of all time in 26. The writer's comedic timing and physical humor were on full display in this role, making it a standout performance. In the film Bowfinger, the writer took on the character of Bobby. During the scene where Bobby and Dave interview Jiff Ramsey for doubling Kit Ramsey, Eddie Murphy, who played Jiff, did not know some of the questions that the writer asked. As a result, Murphy improvised the answers to those questions right on the spot. This unexpected twist added to the humor and unpredictability of the scene. The writer also adapted several bits of his stand-up act to fit within the jerk. One notable example is a monologue in which Nevin emotionally exits a scene, remarking, "I don't need anything," but nevertheless picking up each object he passes on his way out. This bit of physical comedy added to the absurdity and hilarity of the character. Overall, the writer's contributions to film and comedy are significant. His ability to adapt his stand-up act to the big screen and his willingness to improvise and think on his feet have made for some memorable and entertaining performances. In the movie Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, the character Neil Page, played by the writer, has a house that was built from scratch for the film. This set consisted of 7 rooms and took 5 months to complete, costing a hefty $100,000. The high cost and construction time caused tension on the set and angered Paramount executives. Before becoming a well-known writer, the individual worked at Disneyland's Magic Shop on Main Street, USA, and at Knott's Berry Farm as a comedian in their Birdcage Theater. During this time, he honed his skills in improv comedy, banjo playing, juggling, and lassoing. It was at Knott's Berry Farm where he met his friend, Stormy Martian. In Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, the writer's character, Neil Page, shares a plane seat with an elderly man, played by Bill Irwin. Irwin also appeared in Home Alone and She's Having a Baby, both John Hughes films. This connection highlights the interconnectedness of Hollywood and the frequent collaborations between actors and directors. In Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, Ryder portrayed Dr. Maxwell Edison. The same year, Ryder's album Wild and Crazy Guy reached number 2 on the Billboard 200 chart. In Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, Ryder played Neil Page. Eddie McClurg's improvised scene with Ryder added humor. In The Jerk, Ryder co-wrote the script, aiming for laughter on every page. During its successful 11-season run, the show saw guest appearances from a wide range of entertainment industry luminaries, from Ronald Reagan to Julie Andrews and Robin Williams. One notable figure who frequently graced the show was the writer, who hosted it an impressive 15 times and made the occasional surprise appearance. Despite popular belief, the writer was never a cast member of the show. However, his impact on the show was undeniable. He was a favored guest of host Carol Burnett, who aspired to have Bette Davis appear on the show, but ultimately never managed to secure her appearance. The writer's comedic genius was also on display in the film Bowfinger, which he both starred in, and came up with the idea for over a decade before its release. The screenplay for the film took even longer to write, taking over 10 years to complete. In Bowfinger, the writer played the titular character, a down-on-his-luck filmmaker who schemes to make a movie using a famous action star without his knowledge. The film was a critical and commercial success, showcasing the writer's talent for both comedy and drama. In the end, the writer's contributions to the show and his successful film career have solidified his place as a beloved figure in the entertainment industry. The writer Steve Martin is married to a fellow writer for The New Yorker. In 1986, he showcased his singing skills in 2 movies featuring musical plants. In Little Shop of Horrors, he played the role of Orin Scrivello DDS, while in Three Amigos, the singing bush made an appearance. That same year, he joined the horn section of B.B. King's In the Midnight Hour music video. Ranked at number 6 in Comedy Central's 100 Greatest Stand-Ups of All Time, Ryder has left a significant mark in the world of comedy. In November 2007, Ryder released his book, Born Standing Up a Comic's Life, offering insights into his comedic journey. In the film Bowfinger, Ryder shared screen time with Frank Oz and Terrence Stamp, who also appeared together in Star Wars Episode I: The Phantom Menace. 12 years earlier, Ryder and Oz collaborated on Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, co-starring Ian McDiarmid, who had previously worked with Oz in Star Wars Episode 6: Return of the Jedi and subsequent prequels. In the film Bowfinger, Eddie Murphy agreed to star alongside the writer due to his admiration for him. The writer portrayed the character of Bowfinger, a struggling director who goes to great lengths to make a film. In The Jerk, the writer played Navin, a simple-minded man who strikes it rich. The writer's favorite line in the movie, "No, Navin Johnson," was actually ad-libbed during filming. Father of the Bride features several cast members who had previously worked with the late writer-producer-director John Hughes. The writer, who played George Banks, starred in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, which Hughes wrote, produced, and directed. Kieran Culkin, who played Maddie, co-starred in Home Alone and Home Alone 2: Lost in New York, both written and produced by Hughes. Britt Leach, who played the assistant supermarket manager, appeared in Weird Science and The Great Outdoors, both Hughes projects. In the film Little Shop of Horrors, the character Orin Scrivello, DDS, played by the writer, has a shrine dedicated to his dear mother. Among the items in this shrine is a framed photograph of her, which bears a striking resemblance to veteran actor Henry Jones. Moving on to the film Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, the writer was surprised to receive a 145-page script for a comedy, which typically aims for 90 pages. When he met with John Hughes, he asked if there were any plans to cut the script. Hughes looked at him strangely and said, "Cutting?" making the writer realize that he had no intention of cutting the script. In addition to his acting skills, the writer is also known for his skills with a rope or lasso. He demonstrated this in the film Three Amigos, and even did his own rope work. The writer is also a talented harmonica player. Overall, the writer's talents extend beyond just acting, showcasing his versatility and skill in various areas of filmmaking. Whether it's through his acting, rope work, or harmonica playing, the writer continues to captivate audiences and leave a lasting impact. In the 1986 film Little Shop of Horrors, the writer brought to life the eccentric character of Orin Scrivello DDS. With only 6 weeks to film all his scenes, he managed to make a significant impact. He even contributed ideas such as socking the nurse in the face and ripping off the doll's head, adding to the humor and absurdity of the character. When the writer first met Olivia Hussey, the lead actress of his favorite horror movie Black Christmas, he claimed to have seen it 27 times. His love for horror movies was well known among his peers. The writer's first starring role was as Navin in The Jerk, where he showcased his comedic timing and acting skills. His performance in this film solidified his status as a talented actor and writer in the industry. Throughout his career, the writer has proven his versatility and talent in various roles, leaving a lasting impact in the world of film and television. His contributions continue to be cherished by fans and industry professionals alike. The writer is known to have a soft spot for the animated series Dave the Barbarian. In 1995, they were considered by Warner Brothers for the role of the Riddler in Batman Forever, but turned it down due to personal struggles. The death of their good friend John Candy and their divorce from Victoria Tennant had left them deeply saddened, leading to a period of depression. The loss of Candy, in particular, had a profound impact on them. In the film Father of the Bride, the character George Banks, played by the writer, worries about the financial impact of his daughter's wedding, joking that he'll end up homeless. This mirrors the writer's character, Navin Johnson, in The Jerk, who also loses his home. During the filming of Bowfinger, director Frank Oz encouraged improvisation, leading to memorable lines such as Robert Downey Jr.'s, and all this, and Eddie Murphy's request for a retarded slave role. The writer himself contributed with the line, "It could have worked after the film's production was halted." The making of The Jerk was a positive experience for the writer, with director Carl Reiner creating a joyful atmosphere. The cast and crew shared lunch together daily, contributing to a collaborative and enjoyable production. In the first season of SNL, a recurring segment featured Jim Henson's Muppets in the Land of Gorge, a world inhabited by monstrous Muppets. The arrangement was less than ideal, as the Muppet performers didn't get along with the SNL cast and writers. The cast resented the Muppets for taking up airtime, and the writers found the sketches a chore. The Muppet performers, in turn, were unimpressed with the cheap situation comedy sketches. Henson's crew was slightly older and more settled than the SNL writers, adding to the tension. Despite the issues, SNL's creator, Lorne Michaels, was hesitant to end the segment. However, Henson made a deal with ITV for The Muppet Show, providing Michaels with a way out. Frequent SNL host Steve Martin and Gilda Radner later appeared on The Muppet Show. The darker, uglier Muppet universe created for the Land of Gorge influenced Henson's movie The Dark Crystal. Steve Martin's acting career includes playing dual roles in The Jerk, where he portrays Navin R. Johnson and a cat juggler named Pig Eye Jackson. In Little Shop of Horrors, Martin plays Orin Scrivello DDS, making it the only film where he and Bill Murray appear together. After playing the crude American character in the remake of Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, originally portrayed by Marlon Brando in Bedtime Story, the writer showcased his comedic talent. His co-star, Michael Caine, paid tribute to David Niven's original role with a 1930s British yachtsman look. In 1998, the writer published Pure Drivel, a collection of humorous essays, further establishing his literary prowess. His written works have left a mark on various genres, showcasing his versatility beyond the screen. Adding to his personal life, the writer became a father for the first time at the age of 67. This new role further enriched his life, proving that one's journey is never truly over. In the film Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, a scene where Freddie, played by the writer, struggles to recall Lawrence's name was entirely improvised. The director, Frank Oz, signaled Anton Rogers to interrupt the improvisation when he felt it had gone far enough. The writer also parodied Michael Jackson's Billie Jean music video on The Tonight Show starring Johnny Carson, similar to Weird Al Yankovic's satire. In Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, the writer portrayed Neil Page, who competes for a taxi with Kevin Bacon's character at the movie's beginning. Later, a fight scene from She's Having a Baby can be heard in the background while Neil speaks to his wife on the phone. These instances demonstrate the writer's comedic talent and improvisational skills, adding humor and unexpected moments to the films. Following the release of his children's book, The Alphabet from A to Y with bonus letter Z in 27, writer starred as Navin in The Jerk. To conserve gas, writer and Carl Reiner carpooled to the set, often brainstorming new jokes during their commute. Subsequently, in Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, writer portrayed Freddie Benson. Originally conceived for Mick Jagger and David Bowie, the project underwent changes, leading to writer and Michael Caine taking over the roles. Despite the initial plans, writer's involvement in the film marked a significant shift from the original casting choices. In 1996, the writer released Picasso at the Lapinagil and Other Plays, a collection of his theatrical works. His admiration for magician Carl Ballantine led him to present Ballantine with a Lifetime Achievement Fellowship from the Magic Castle in Hollywood in 2007. In the film Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, the writer takes on the role of Neil Page. A particularly memorable scene is the marathon car rental sequence, which lasts for a solid minute, from Steve Martin's character beginning his rant to the attendant's conclusion of the scene. Within this brief span, the expletive F is uttered 19 times, leading the film to be rated R by the MPAA. Without this scene, the movie would have likely received a PG or PG-13 rating. After attending Lamson Intermediate School in Garden Grove, California, the writer developed a keen sense for selecting roles that appealed to him. This approach was evident in his performance as Navin in The Jerk, where he wrote the part of Marie with Bernadette Peters in mind. The writer's ability to identify and connect with characters that resonated with him resulted in a memorable and entertaining performance. His dedication to choosing roles that spoke to him personally is a testament to his authentic and straightforward approach to his craft. After the release of his book Cruel Shoes in February 1982, writer played as a dentist orthodontist with questionable morals outside of the office in 2 films. In Little Shop of Horrors, his character faces consequences for his misdeeds, while in Novocaine, his character finds redemption. Additionally, in The Jerk, when Navin receives a gold chain, he's wearing a King Tut mass pendant, paying homage to writer's song King Tut, which debuted on Saturday Night Live on April 22, 1978. The rap duo EPMD dedicated a tribute song to Steve Martin, highlighting his influence beyond the world of film and comedy. In the 1987 classic Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, Martin, 15 years older than his on-screen wife Layla Robbins, showcased his comedic prowess. Following the film, Martin invited notable friends such as Tom Hanks, Diane Keaton, and Eugene Levy to a dinner party before marrying his longtime girlfriend Anne Stringfield in a surprise ceremony at their Los Angeles home. This unexpected union speaks to the writer's ability to captivate and connect with people in various aspects of life. The writer's charm and wit have left an indelible mark on the entertainment industry, resonating with audiences and peers alike. As we delve deeper into the writer's career, we uncover a rich tapestry of memorable performances and enduring contributions to the world of film and comedy. In the film Little Shop of Horrors, the actor playing Oren Scrivello DDS, known for his comedic prowess, suffered a hand injury while filming. As he pushed open the double swinging doors to Audrey's apartment complex, the glass window shattered, cutting his hands. The scene was altered to show him kicking the door open instead, and the outtake can be found as a special feature on the DVD and Blu-ray releases. When it came to his role in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, the actor was drawn to the production after reading 2 specific scenes in the script. These scenes included a seat adjustment scene in the car and a tirade of F-words at the car rental desk. In Little Shop of Horrors, there was a brief dance solo rehearsed by the actresses playing Crystal, Ronette, and Chiffon during the song Dentist. However, it was ultimately cut during production to prevent any distraction from the actor's performance. These instances highlight the actor's impact on the films and his dedication to his craft, often going above and beyond to deliver memorable performances. In the film Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, there's a humorous scene that doesn't appear in the theatrical version but can be found in the televised one. The scene features Steve Martin as Neil Page sharing a plain meal with Dell, played by John Candy. As they eat, a long-haired passenger in front of Neil causes their hair to fall onto his brownie, completely covering it. Upon noticing Neil's loss of appetite, Dell reaches into the hair to retrieve and consume the brownie. Steve Martin is also known for his impressive record of hosting Saturday Night Live 5 times in just 546 days, a feat that remains unmatched. Interestingly, not many people know that Steve Martin has a sister named Melinda. While information about her is scarce, it's clear that family plays a role in the writer's life. In summary, Steve Martin's work in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, and his record-breaking stint on Saturday Night Live are just a few examples of his impact on the entertainment industry. And while his professional accomplishments are well known, it's worth noting that he also has a sister named Melinda. The writer, Steve Martin, holds a unique record at Saturday Night Live. He and Tina Fey are the only hosts to preside over a season premiere, a season finale, and a Christmas show. In fact, the writer once hosted 3 times within a single season. During his 27th wedding, the writer sported an Inspector Clouseau mustache, a nod to his role in the Pink Panther sequel released that year. His commitment to the character extended beyond the screen and into his personal life. Lorne Michaels, the show's producer, had considered pairing Norm Macdonald with Laura Keitlinger for Weekend Update. However, Macdonald was firm in his refusal to work with another anchor. It was the writer who persuaded Michaels to allow Macdonald to fly solo, a decision that ultimately paid off for the show. The writer's influence at SNL was significant, shaping the show's content and tone in meaningful ways. His contributions continue to resonate with audiences today. After releasing his book The Underpants, a Play by Carl Sternheim in 2022, Ryder took on the role of Jimmy Dell in The Spanish Prisoner. When Jimmy Dell instructs Joe Ross to bring a copy of The Process with him to meet the lawyer, this should have tipped Ross off that Dell was an inside man. In 2000, 6 years after the passing of John Candy, famed film critic Roger Ebert wrote a reflective review of the film Planes, Trains, and Automobiles and added it to his Great Movies series, praising John Candy's performance with extreme enthusiasm. Ryder later shared Ebert's glowing review of Candy's performance on Twitter, expressing regret that Candy would never see it, as he had passed away in 1994. In 2003, Ryder was listed as number 50 in People magazine's 50 Most Beautiful People list. Some sources state he is a fan of the BBC science fiction series Doctor Who. However, in a 2013 interview in the X Uncut magazine, he revealed this was not true. He knows nothing about it, and he believed it had started as a false claim by someone on the internet. In the film The Jerk, Ryder's favorite scene involves Emmett Walsh shooting the cans at the gas station. In 2007, the writer was one of the recipients of the Kennedy Center Honors, an accolade that placed him in the same league as Leon Flesher, Diana Ross, Martin Scorsese, and Brian Wilson. This recognition highlighted his significant contributions to the world of entertainment. One of his most memorable roles was in the film The Jerk, where he played the character Navin. Interestingly, Stanley Kubrick, a renowned filmmaker, was a big fan of this film. Kubrick would often recite lines from the movie to his cast and crew on his film sets. He even invited the writer over for a chess game, which speaks volumes about Kubrick's admiration for the writer's talent. In Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, the writer took on the role of Freddie Benson. During a scene where Michael Caine teaches him how to act debonair, they use crystal stemware called Messina, which is made by Baccarat. This detail adds a touch of elegance to the film, reflecting the writer's ability to elevate even the smallest elements of his work. In the 1979 film The Jerk, the idea for the main character, Navin, originated from a stand-up routine by the writer. This routine was included in his debut comedy album, Let's Get Small, where he jokingly claimed to have been born a poor black child and decided to become white after hearing his first Mantovani record. In addition, the writer was once set to play the title role in the 26th film The Walker, and in preparation, he studied television interviews with Gore Vidal. However, the role ultimately went to Woody Harrelson. The writer also portrayed George Banks in the 1991 film Father of the Bride and its 1995 sequel. Actor Eugene Levy appears in both movies, but as different characters. Levy also worked with the writer in Cheaper by the Dozen 2 in 2005. These roles demonstrate the writer's ability to take on various characters and his dedication to his craft, even when preparing for roles that he did not end up playing. After the success of his performance in The Jerk, Steve Martin's portrayal of Navin Johnson was recognized by Premiere Magazine's readers as one of the greatest performances of all time. However, before the film's release, Martin found himself in Terre Haute, Indiana, where he referred to the city as Nowhere, USA, in an interview with Playboy magazine. This comment sparked outrage among the city's residents, leading to an invitation for Martin to visit and receive the key to the city, as well as a tour of the local fertilizer plant. In return, Martin chose to premiere The Jerk in Terre Haute. In a later interview, Martin jokingly asked audiences if they would prefer to watch Cowpat Eyes over Terre Haute in the trailer for Dead Men Don't Wear Plaid. The film also featured a scene where one switch destroyed Terre Haute. In addition to his work in film, Martin is also a successful author. His second novella, The Pleasure of My Company, was published in October 2003, showcasing his talent for storytelling beyond the silver screen. As you reflect on the writer's career, you might consider his work in films like The Jerk and Plane, Train, and Automobiles. His unique humor and memorable characters have left a lasting impression on audiences. The writer also had a successful career in stand-up comedy, often incorporating music and banjo playing into his acts. His love for the instrument even led to a Grammy-winning bluegrass album. On the small screen, the writer created and starred in the hit television series The Young Indiana Jones Chronicles. The show's blend of adventure and history offered a fresh take on the classic character. In recent years, the writer has turned to writing, publishing several novels, and plays to critical acclaim. His works often explore themes of art, identity, and human connection. Now, we'd love to hear your thoughts on the writer's contributions to entertainment. What are some of your favorite moments from his films, shows, or books? Share your memories and reflections in the comments below. And if you enjoy this content, please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing for more celebrations of the creative spirits shaping entertainment. Together, let's continue to appreciate the artistry and impact of these remarkable figures.